it's something. It works to an extent, I'd say. Let's go ahead and switch gears a little bit. I will be bringing up this tier list, so let's go ahead and get things rolling with that. So yeah, this is another one of those Ninjago tier lists. I sometimes do these on stream, and this will become a video later on, so those of you guys watching it live will be able to watch the edited version when that eventually does get released as a video, and feel free to rank these along with me. There is a link to this same exact tier list down below in the description. For tiers, we have perfect, great, average, bad, and terrible. Terrible being the worst, and perfect being the best. Now, it is worth mentioning that this list will be constructed according to my own opinion, so if you guys disagree, that's totally okay. All right, let's get started by taking a look at the original J figure. As original Ninjago, this one is just alright, you know. I'm probably going to put it in average. It's an okay design. I do like those original designs overall. They're just kind of the same to me. They're kind of samey. They're not really unique in any way, aside from the color and the symbol, but average I think is a good place to put the original J. Let's move on to DXJ, Dragon Extreme J. I'm not the biggest fan of the DX suits overall. I think some of them work more than others. Jay's, I think, doesn't work as great as someone like Kai's does, so I'm going to be putting DXJ in the average section, but I will put it above the original in terms of stylization and look and whatnot. I think that's a pretty good ranking for the original two J suits, in my opinion. Let's move on to the Micro Figure J. This came out in a very obscure Ninjago Lego board game that came out in 2011, I believe. And as micro figures go, they're all hilarious to me. I find them to be all very spectacular in nature. With that being said, though, they're not great, so I'm going to put this one in bad. Sorry, not sorry. Kendo J is also bad. I'm not a big fan of Kendo J. Not terrible, but bad. I'll probably put it above the micro figure, though. I'm just not a fan of any of the Kendo Ninja. They're just the originals with Kendo armor slapped on top of it, and the armor is very bland and very plasticky, so it's not the best design overall. However, JZX is pretty good, but it's not my favorite ZX suit for J, so I'm going to be putting that in average, or it's not my favorite ZX suit overall, but yes, I will be putting it in average and putting it above DXJ though, because I think that is a little better. I just think out of all of the ZX Ninja, J's is probably one of the weaker ones in terms of printing, of course. It's not my favorite. I do like the silver armor, though. The silver on J's traditional blue looks quite nice. NRG J is pretty good, I must say. I don't have this figure in person, but it does look pretty nice. I like it a lot more than most other NRG Ninja. I'm going to put it in the great section. I think the blue looks really nice. The yellow color just screams electricity. It looks really good overall, especially when you compare it to some of the other weaker and more pathetic NRG style Ninja. The original is just great to me. I like that a lot. Next, let's move on to Kimono J. The Kimono Ninja are some of my favorite Ninja overall, and as such, this guy is going in perfect. I can't really think of any other tier to put Kimono J in. As mentioned in my Kai video, in my Kai tier list, my only issue with the physical releases of the kimono suits is the lack of shoulder pads. I feel like that just makes the figure look 10 times better, but as it is, as this form, as it is, as it comes, you know, as you buy it, it doesn't look all that bad. I do find it to be a pretty perfect figure. I love the silver, blue, and black combination. It's just awesome to me. The Kimono Ninja are some of my favorite suits overall, so J obviously goes in the perfect tier for me. But let's move on to Techno J. Now the Techno Ninja I'm not super big on either because of the lack of leg printing, and some of them don't look as good as some other ones. J's though looks pretty good. I'm going to put Techno J in great actually. I find that suit to be a lot more compelling in terms of print than some of the other Techno Ninja. I love the silver on blue like I said earlier. I love the lightning pattern on here. It just kind of combines the best elements from a couple of the other suits that we've seen and rolls it together into one solid J suit. Stone Armor J is one of the better looking Stone Armor Ninja, if I recall correctly, so I'm going to put that in perfect. I love the Stone Armor Ninja, not as good as the Kimono Ninja in my opinion, but still pretty great nonetheless. I love the shoulder pads, I love the printing overall. They're pretty much better versions of the Techno robes, if I had to, you know, give an honest opinion on the Stone Armor robes for the Ninja. I think they're awesome. Let's move on to the Tournament J. The original Tournament J from Season 4. Not the best design ever. I'll probably put it in average alongside some of these other ones. Yeah, for Tournament J, I find that to be a pretty average figure. but it's probably the lead of the average figures in my opinion. I find it to be not the best design. I think Legacy does that design a lot better, but you know what? It is what it is. What do we got next? We got Zukin J or Jungle J, depending on what exactly you refer to it as. Doesn't really matter to me. Not terrible. It's not terrible. Overall, I think this figure is pretty great. I think I like it more than Techno, but probably not as much as NRG. I do find that suit to be pretty iconic as well. It appeared in a lot of media aside from season 4, so I'm going to put it in the great section. I don't like it as much as maybe some of the other suits that we're about to talk about, but hey, it is still pretty good, all things considered. The Deepstone Ninja are all pretty iconic, I'd say, especially J. I just love the design with the black and the blue. It looks pretty nice, so I'm going to put that in perfect. I'll probably put it above the Stone Armor J, if I'm being honest. I like this a lot more than I like this. I just love the gold design as well. The black, the blue, the gold. Next up, we have the, what is this? The Airjitzu J, Airjitzu Flyer J. I do like this a lot, actually. I think it's a lot better than some of the other Airjitzu Ninja. I'll probably put it in the great section. What I like about it a lot is the printing on the torso. I love how reflective it is, and I feel like the black and the blue just go really well together. I find that to be a pretty nice suit overall. All right, let's go over who's next. We have Skybound J. Instant perfect for me. In fact, I think it's better than the Deepstone version. I like it a lot. Not as good as the kimono in my opinion. I still find the kimonos to be some of the best suits, but this guy is just awesome. It just does the blue, black, and gold look a lot better than Deepstone J does. I love the elemental symbol with a little hint of purple in there. I expected that to throw me off the first time I saw this figure in person, but it didn't. This figure is amazing. Skybound J is one of, if not the best J suits out there. It's among the best, that's for sure. Pirate J, though, is not as good just because he doesn't have the mask, though I do think the suit itself is still relatively the same, if not the exact same. The only difference is the lack of a mask and the addition of an eye patch, which I do think fits Jay's character, especially in the Skybound story and the lore. I find that to be a pretty good addition to Jay's character design. The, what do we have next? Day of the Departed Jay. This one's actually really good. I like this a lot, or as some people call it, Honor Jay. I find this to be a pretty perfect Jay suit as well. In fact, I think it's better than the Deepstone suit, I'm going to be honest. I think the Day of the Departed J does a much better job at actually presenting this design as opposed to the ZX J. This is how you do it right here, with the silver arm, and it's actually silver, it's not gray, it's actually silver. I love the mix of designs between this one and this one. Kind of add these two together, you get this one. I love the dark blue and the blue combo. I love the brown shoulder pad. To me, it just looks pretty great, and I do like it a lot. I like it a lot more than the Deepstone suit, and I like it a lot more than the Stone Armor suit. Hands of Time J. This is probably my least favorite of the Hands of Time Ninja. I'm going to be honest, I don't like this one all that much. I'm going to put it in bad, but I'll put it above the Kendo suit. I think that's a pretty good ranking right there. Putting it above the Kendo and above the obviously bad micro figure. I really just don't like Hands of Time J. I'm not big on any of the Hands of Time Ninja, and I think J is honestly one of the worst ones when it comes to Hands of Time. Future J is phenomenal. This figure is amazing in every sense of the word. In fact, it's so amazing, in my opinion, it's going to be going above the Kimono J. I think this suit is amazing. I love the future design. I love the mix of old and new. I love the eye patch. I love the beard. I love the epic printing. I love how it has arm printing, and I just love this design. Overall for J, it's beautiful. We need to get other future Ninja made as minifigures, because J is perfect. I would love to see future versions of Kai and Lloyd and, you know, Zane. Let's move on to the Ninjago movie era. This is when we start getting into the redesigns for J and the rest of the Ninja. Movie J, I don't mind all that much. It's not great in my opinion, but it's pretty average, I'd say, if my mouse would work. It's pretty average, I'd say. Probably put it above the Tournament J. I don't know. I like Movie J a lot. I don't mind the orange on his suit. Some people consider that an issue. I personally don't, because look at how many other J suits have orange in them. Casual J right here. Casual J. I love this figure. I like it a lot. I'm going to put it in perfect. Not great, perfect, but it'll probably go at the end of perfect. I think this is a better Casual J than something like Urban J down here, I'm gonna be honest. I like the scarf a lot. I like the selfie stick that the figure comes with. I just think Casual Movie J is pretty cute, and I like it a lot. So I'm gonna put it in the perfect tier. So let's move on to this version of J, the white Spinjitzu training. Not a big fan of these. I like the suits as they are, but I feel like they're just kind of average or bad. I like the Hands of Time suit a little more, so I'll probably put it in the bad section. Not a big fan of these figures overall. They just look like casual training ninja along the same lines as, you know, the kendo armor, and they all share the same suit, so there's not much uniqueness going on. All right, going back to the Ninjago TV show, we have Sons of Garmadon J. I'm not the biggest fan of this suit either. I don't think it's as great as, say, the Sons of Garmadon suits for maybe Kai or Zane, but it's still decent. I'm going to put it in the great section. I'll probably put it above Techno J, but I'm going to put it below Zukin J. It's an alright suit, don't get me wrong. It's an okay suit. It's just not as great as some of the other ones in my opinion. What's next? Oh, this one. Ugh. Spinjitzu Master J goes in the terrible section. I hate this figure, man. If there's a Ninjago figure that I hate, it's this one. I hate all of the Spinjitzu Masters overall, but this one is just the worst. It doesn't even have the same blue for the headband and the mask. It's just like the ultimate laziness figure. I don't like it. It looks like a hodgepodge of different stuff rolled into just one random minifigure. It's not great. It's not great. I don't like it. It's terrible. It's dumb. It's stupid. I hate it. And that's that. And let's move on, because I feel like I've rambled about that enough. Hunted J. It's pretty much on par with Sons of Garmadon J, in my opinion. I feel like this suit is a pretty good update to this one. It, of course, retains that battle damage look, but I love the addition of the black armor and the black on the mask and the black on the torso. It's basically this suit, but with more black, and I don't find anything wrong with that. Just kind of the same to me in terms of quality. Dragon Master J. I don't have a big issue with the Dragon Master figures. They're probably some of the better Spinner exclusive figures. I'll probably put it in the great section above the Airjitsu J, but not as good as Techno J in my opinion. This one's okay. I love the mask. I love how they all pretty much retain the same basic design, just with minor tweaks, and, you know, it makes them look uniform, and I find this to be a pretty solid design for a J figure, all things considered. Legacy J appeared in a ton of sets, not as much as, say, Legacy Kai, and with that being said, this figure is still pretty decent. It's pretty great. I'll probably put it above Hunted J and SOG J. I really like Legacy J. I love the dragon. I love the black detailing on it. I don't know. I just think it looks pretty good, all things considered. It's definitely not a bad figure. I wouldn't mind having doubles of that, and I do have multiples of that. It's an alright figure, what can I say? Season 11J I think is a lot better though, so I'm definitely putting that above some of these other ones. In fact, I'll put it above NRG. I love Season 11J. I find that to be a very solid J design. I love the buttons with the electricity symbol and the other buttons, a smiley face. I think that's awesome. I love J's mask with his symbol right there. I love the mask colors. I just love the straps and buckles, and I love the armor. I think Season 11J is a pretty good J figure. Definitely one of the better modern day Js that we've seen floating around the Ninjago community, that's for sure. Forbidden Spinjitzu J is basically the exact same thing, but without armor and without that fantastic hood, so I'm going to put it in the... probably average. I'll probably put it right above ZXJ if I'm being honest. I don't like that figure as much. These masks just look very strange to me, and I'm not a big fan of the color that they chose for J's Forbidden Spinjitzu energy. Not a big fan of that, so probably going to put it in average. It's not that bad, but it's also not that great either. If they could come up with an armor piece that would fit these figures, I think these guys would look 10 times better. Spinjitzu Slam J is also not all that great to me. It's not great in the slightest. I'm probably going to put it in the bad section. I don't like it as much as, or I don't hate it as much as I hate this abomination, but it's still not all that great. I'll put it above the micro figure though. I just don't like the silver, and these colors also don't really match up with the green and the yellow. It's just a mess. Yeah, still not a great design. Legacy Tournament J, otherwise known as Legacy 2 J, is pretty great. I like it a lot. Probably put it on par with Season 11 J. I find this design to be a lot more compelling than the original tournament figure. I don't know, I just think these tournament figures for Legacy do a fantastic job at better rounding out this already established design. I think it just expands on that even more and makes it even more presentable, in my opinion. This is another J that I don't like. Avatar Merchant J came out in a poly bag a while ago for Prime Empire, and I hate it. I don't like it. Not as bad as this thing though. This thing still gets dead last, but I just hate how they basically just took the Legacy torso, threw a half mask on it, and then gave it a silver hat. Terrific. It looks awful. Good job, Lego. Not sure what the point of this figure was. Who knows? I don't care. Moving on to Prime Empire J, or a Digi J. This figure's awesome. I'm going to put it in great. I love the blue and the white combination. Do I like it more than I don't like it as much as I like NRG, but it's still better than Zukin, so. It's like the face of Prime Empire. I love the blue and the white combination. Even the black on the suit looks good. It just fits for the video game world, and I feel like it makes sense why Jay would have, you know, one of the better Prime Empire suits, as it is technically his season. Avatar J, or Superstar Rockin' J, whatever you want to call it. This figure is amazing. Gonna put that one in perfect. Probably put it above Stone Armor J. Not as great as Deep Stone J though, but Superstar Rockin' J, or Avatar J, as some may call it. I love that design. I love the white hair. I love the smiley face turning into a little star right there. That's adorable. I just love this figure overall. My only complaint with it is that it uses the exact same legs as the Digi suit for J, but it's not that bad. You barely notice it. Hero J is an alright J minifigure for Master of the Mountain. It's pretty average though. I think it does the job a lot better than the ZX suit. I do like it more than Tournament J, so I'll probably put it right here. Not as good as Movie J, in my opinion, but Hero J is still an alright figure. Again, the blue and the silver work great together. I love that color combination, and I just find this suit to be just alright for J. Epic Battle J. This one's unique, I'll say. Pretty much not what I expected to see for an Avatar, or not an Avatar, but a Epic Battle version of J. I'm gonna say it's... I'm going to say it's average, but I don't know where I want to put it. I'll probably put it above the Tournament J. I do think it's a better look than regular Tournament J. I actually don't mind Epic Battle J all that much. Could it have used more blue? Yeah, but I don't mind the white either. We've seen white in J suits before, so I don't think that's, you know, that's not that big of a deal to me. It's totally fine. Golden Legacy J is perfect. I like this suit. It's grown on me over the years. I'll probably put it, or not over the years, but over the months that it's been out. I'll probably put it behind Casual Movie J though. My biggest issue with this is the Prime Empire hood. I didn't really like it at first, but like I said, over the past couple of months, it has grown on me a lot. I find this hood to be pretty good now in terms of how it looks, not being on a Digi minifigure. I actually don't mind it all that much, so I'm going to put it in the perfect tier. All right, only a couple left. Urban J came out in the Ninjago City Gardens, and I don't like it as much as Movie Casual J, but it's still a pretty good looking J in terms of like a casual attire. I'll probably put it above, Dragon Master J, below Techno. I think the suit looks, or not the suit, but the shirt looks really nice. Kind of similar to what we saw in the Ninjago TV show all those years ago, back when they still would do casual outfits. It's not too bad. It's pretty much an updated version of that. I don't mind it. It's just not as good to me as this outfit for J. This outfit screams J more than this one does. Oh, here's another figure that I don't like. This version of Legacy J is once again kind of like a hodgepodge of various random stuff. It has Tournament Legacy J torso and legs with original Legacy J hood. I'm going to be putting that in the bad section, probably above this weird Forbidden Spinjitzu version. It's not that bad. It's not that bad, but it's still terrible. Came out in the Legacy Electromech set. It's very weird looking. Island J, here we go. Here's a good one. After talking about some filth, let's talk about some gold. Island J is perfect, but how perfect is he? I'll put him above Skybound J, actually. I like Island J a lot. I love the hairpiece with the headband. I love the suit overall. The combination of the different shades of blue and the yellow. It just works for me. It looks fantastic. Can't really go wrong with any of the Island suits. I think that the Island suits are probably some of Ninjago's best in recent memory. And last, and kind of averagely least, I suppose, we have Seabound J. Yeah, he's average. He's alright. He's okay. Probably on par with Hero J, not gonna lie. Not my favorite design for J ever, but it works for the Seabound season. The Scuba J figure is totally fine. It's just not that great compared to literally all the other ones that we've already talked about. So, but yeah, we did it. We have ranked all of the J suits from best to worst, in my opinion. In perfect, here's what we got. I like this tier a lot. Some pretty solid J suits right there. Great also has some pretty good J suits. Can't really go wrong with these ones either. Average, mid-level, yeah, that checks out. That checks out a lot. Bad, oh yeah, don't like these. And terrible, these guys are terrible. I don't like these guys at all, especially this one. This one's just this one's just bad. 0 out of 10. 0 out of 10, no mercy. But yeah, guys, that'll pretty much wrap it up for that tier list. There is a link down below in the description if you want to go ahead and do this tier list for yourself. Feel free to tweet at me or show me somewhere else what your ranking looks like, or whatever works for you guys. And that'll pretty much wrap it up for this tier list right here.